What's up, Lucas?
Maybe if I can find his number.
I'm at the house down in Vegas. AJ was down here. I'm the worst coach ever. I just got nothing wrong with that. This motherfucker called fire. Hey, 23 in that game. Come on, man, I ain't hit 23 all season. Everything going in today?
His phone is over here.
Yeah, all right.
The guys play hard.
It's this fire. Am I the official book?
We beat, they never beat me. That's what they like.
Yeah, that's what I have to agree with. Yep. That makes it easier on me.
That's why they always do. They want to know now. We just lost them tough in this world.
I don't. Yeah. Let's
Oh, y'all played at the other?
Yeah, man. We was up all the way to the like 130.
He's over there in the corner.
Yeah, 5 and 30. And that's my 4. Okay. I knew my little guard at 33. That was boxer, one of these shit. Wow. He be seeing that shit every day. Every day. Yeah, no, it's all good. What the hell? It's just like you
Hey,
looking at
AJ's over there.
he won guys all over the floor, man. Match up with him, man.
We got to roll. We got to roll.
All right, so we are here. We're in Murray, Kentucky. What a night it is. What a night it's going to be as we get ready for a big-time matchup. AJ Martin, Brian Clifton alongside of me. We got the #1 and the #2 player in the country set to do battle here in this one. And let's talk about the matchup first. Let's give you the storyline, the backstory. AJ Dybantsa, projected to be the #1 NBA draft pick here in this one. In 2026, playing against his former school, prolific prep. And so that storyline matters. I know a lot of coaches would like to use the cliche, it's just another game, but it doesn't feel like it's just another game.
I don't think it's ever just another game when we try to say that it's just another game. And it doesn't have to be. As long as the guys come out and they execute the coach's game plan, they play within their abilities and they compete hard, they can put as much emotion, as much stock in the game or as little as necessary.
Now, let's talk about the matchup. You got an opportunity to see Peterson, and we talked about who's a complete player. Peterson, Kansas is in the building. He's committed to go to Kansas, but AJ say, wait a minute, I'm a competitor. I want to guard him, and I want all the smoke that's coming tonight. What are you looking forward to out of these two players right here?
I want to see. I've seen AJ obviously more than I've seen Peterson. I want to see him head to head. I think for you to say that I'm better than somebody, I can't guard a 3 and you guard a 2. Like, if I've got to guard you, you've got to guard me. The role that AJ's playing on his team puts him out front, puts the ball in his hand, and if Peterson is the guy that he's supposed to be, then you gotta be there.
And with all eyes on this game across the country, could we be getting a sneak peek or early peek of a long-time rivalry? We're talking about maybe guys that play against each other in college. How about even further? Think about this matchup 5 years from now in the NBA. Is it a playoff preview? Is it an NBA final preview when it comes to Peterson and AJ Dybantsa?
I think from what we've seen out of the guys, it's well within the realm of possibility. I haven't seen Peterson a whole bunch, but I have done a little bit of research on him, and I heard that he's a relentless pursuer of excellence in his game, and that he's a very hard worker, and he prepares on a professional level. And if you take that with the talent that he has, with the skill that he already has, there's no reason that he can't be there. AJ, with his size and with his skill set right now, he's projecting to get to that level. I think Peterson could join him.
AJ standing at 6'9". You talk about some of the intangibles that come with AJ. You've gotten a chance to talk with him, be around him a little bit. What has stood out to you about AJ Dybantsa as you gotten around him this season?
It's got to be his composure. He gets it. He's one of the guys that's aware of the expectations that are out there on him, and then the responsibility that he has to perform on and off the court.
When we talk about Peterson, he's one of those guys I feel like can score at all 3 levels. I know most people say, I'm a 3-level scorer, I'm a 3-level scorer, I'm a 3, but we've seen it. I've seen him post. I've seen him go mid-range with the 3s, but not just that. defensively as well. He seems to be getting his hands on a lot of passes, deflections, and things of that nature. But it's not just about those two. Two teams have to battle here tonight as well. And we're talking about Utah Prep. We're talking about Prolific. Let's talk about some X factors. I talked about him a little bit yesterday for Utah Prep. Anthony Falesi, what stands out to you about Anthony?
I'm surprised at how athletic he is and how solid he is just across the board. I think he's a stat sheet stuffer. I think he's the ultimate teammate and complement to whatever you put out there on him, and he makes the jobs of the guys around him much easier.
And then we talk about the X factors here for Prolific Prep. They got Winters Grady, who's committed to go to the University of Michigan. Also, outside of Winters Grady, you have a kid like Nico as well, who comes with a lot of like swag and things of that nature, kind of a versatile 6'11" kid. What could be their roles in a game like this? I
think they've got to star in their roles, which is to support their main guys and defend and rebound the ball. They've got to play an overall game.
And we're here. And the atmosphere is absolutely amazing. We're going to have the introduction of our teams here, not individually, but the squads. I know the fan base of the Crew is watching. I know everybody in Utah is watching. I know everyone across the United States and world is watching. And welcome to the Grind Session. And look at this. How cool is this? We're talking about a high school basketball game. We're at the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. And not just the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. We're talking about a place where Ja Morant made a name for himself. A number 2 overall pick. Can we see the number 1 and number 2 overall pick for 2026 in this game tonight? Let's turn it over to our PA announcer. As you see, Utah Prep coming out, and listen, we talked to Coach Ryan Bedard here for Prolific prior to the game, and speaking with him, AJ played for him last year, and I talked about AJ and what did it mean when you had him, and what does it mean to go up against him? And he said, hey, he was phenomenal for us last year when we had him. We love him, we love his family, things of that nature, but they said they're going to cheer for him every game of the season except for 2, and that's when they play Prolific Prep, and I think that's going to hold true throughout the season, including here tonight. And right now, we're going to go to the tunnel here in just a minute as we see the run out of Prolific and the Crew coming up here as these fans get a chance to welcome the Crew to the court.
Now, please welcome to the floor, Prolific Prep.
I can't hear you at all.
And the Crew, they're taking the floor, and they will be the home team here in this one. Let's go over some of the rules. Welcome to the Grind Session, and we want to get you caught up on the rules. We got 4 9-minute quarters. There's 6 personal fouls before a player can foul out and disqualify. Also, there's a 24-second shot clock. I love the 24-second shot clock. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Each coach has a replay challenge. We're in high school basketball. Do you see a platform that gives them a replay challenge, but they have to have a full timeout remaining to initiate that challenge? It can be used at any point of the game. What can they challenge? Out of bounds, basket interference, or backcourt. And we'll pause on the rules. We're going to send it over to the PA again for the introduction of our starting lineup, starting with Utah Prep.
A 6'6" junior from Hawaii. Number 1, Anthony Falesi. A 6'9" senior from Massachusetts. Number 3, AJ Dybantsa. A 6'8" junior from New Zealand. 00 Jackson Kiss. A 6'7" senior from Idaho. Number 30, Jack Rasmussen. And a 6'6" senior from Arizona, number 13, Jaden Vance.
That is your starting lineup for Utah Prep. Let's send it over to the crew as you see the lineup here with Jaden Vance, Jackson Kiss, AJ Dybantsa, Jackson, and Anthony. Here comes the crew.
Darryn Peterson. And a 6'3" junior from Texas, number 23, 7 Spurlock.
And so we're getting set and ready to go. As you see the starting lineup here for Prolific Prep, Ezekiel, Grady, Nico, Peterson, and Spurlock. Prolific Prep, coached by Ryan Bernardi. Also, Utah Prep, coached by Justin Yazdim. Utah Prep ranked 4th in the country as far as the team. According to ESPN, Prolific Prep sitting at number 8 as of December 3rd. But forget rankings, forget talking, forget the hype. It's time to play ball.
Let's go.
And first possession to the crew as we get going here in this one. Winters Grady, slip, go screen there by Nico, and that'll be out of bounds, and then to go to Utah Prep. So Utah Prep making the stands here defensively in this first possession. Again, we talked about the 24-second shot clock for those who are new to the platform. How much do you like not only a shot clock in high school, but a 24-second shot clock?
I like it a lot. It took me a little bit getting used to. I think 24 seconds is kind of quick when you're not used to having one at all. But as the more games that I watch, it makes the ball move. It makes the guys have to have a sense of urgency when they put the ball on the floor, and I think it speeds up the game and pushes the guys to really be able to be at the top of their game.
Spurlock steps out of bounds here. I want to make a key point. AJ told me, it was relayed to me, that he was going to guard Peterson. And on that possession, you can tell AJ was matched up against Darryn Peterson. AJ giving it up. Jackson Kiss to give it over to Jackson Rasmussen. Here comes Anthony. Leslie, start and go. Jackson going to let it go, and that three comes up short. AJ rebounds there as he works the post. Spurlock sitting down defensively. AJ over the top of the defense, and the battle for the rebound will stay with Utah as Jackson Kiss gets that offensive rebound. That won't go, and both teams just getting settled in here as we got our first 90 seconds off the clock. Peterson, and that comes up short. Jackson Kiss with the rebound, and we're going to get a foul here on Akisi. We're talking about some great talent on the floor here. Prolific Prep, they have Winters Grady on the floor, top 50 kid committed to go to Michigan. Nico DeLeo is committed to go to Washington, top 25 kid, and then you have the Kansas commit in Peterson. Monty Mosley, a kid that comes off the bench at LSU commit, so they are absolutely loaded. So is Utah Prep. Floater, and that's good, and we got our first bucket of the ball game here in this one.
It was almost goaltending on that.
Winters Grady getting the queue organized here. Peterson looking to go to work. AJ sitting down defensively at length of AJ. Could it be a problem for Peterson? That won't go. The battle for the rebound, and Anthony comes up with it. Falesi as AJ pushes into the front court. Back to Anthony Falesi as he drives, and Peterson rejects that, and he's going to be out of bounds. And great play by Peterson.
I think you gotta guard that guy's guarding you, you got to guard him, man. I don't understand that.
Sending it on the shot clock. Peterson working downhill. Mid-range floater, that won't go. He'll follow his own miss, and he's on the board. Jackson Kiss looking to go to work.
Nice.
And good finish there with the left hand. What a crowd, what an atmosphere here in Murray, Kentucky at the CFSB Center. And if you're doing a double take on the floor, yes, this is where John Morant played 2 years and made his way to the NBA from this floor here. And Peterson, another bucket there from the nail, just silky smooth. AJ looking to go. And they'll blitz AJ, and they'll find Anthony Falesi, that's short. Scramble for the rebound, and who's he gonna go off of? It's gonna stay with Utah. 14 to go here on the shot clock. 5:41 to go here in the quarter. At the start of this year, folks, the grind session had 61 alumni players on the NBA roster this past season.
That's incredible.
There's some guys in this game that's going to add to that list, and Anthony adds to the total for Utah. Falesi with his first 3 of this ball game. Nico up top here. Winters Grady, he's a shooter. Yeah, he goes from the logo, and no good there, and it'll be out of bounds and back to Utah. And AJ's like, I'm ready to roll, man.
They are.
Dybantsa. Over the Kiss, good find underneath, and a throwdown by Anthony. Now listen, I've been high on him all season, Anthony Falesi. He is an X factor for me, no doubt. Great defender, super athlete here for Utah Prep.
Does everything too. Rebounds the ball.
I'm not sure if I don't see blood coming from the mouth of Anthony Falesi right now. I don't know if any of the refs have caught it.
He's not bothered by it. He's definitely bleeding though.
We get a shot, Peterson and AJ right there. How about this matchup, man? We're probably looking at the beginning. You know, I think about great matchups over the years. You think, I instantly go old school. I go Magic, Bird, in college, high school. Kind of started early, and that carried on to the NBA. But this is giving me kind of that same vibe. Like, are we seeing the next generation of talent for the NBA going head-to-head? By the way, these dudes, you know, you get a lot of guys that are friends that compete against each other, and these dudes ain't friends. I'm going to tell you that right there. They're not friends. They're not friends. Peterson pulling up against the shot clock there, had to get it off, and that's going to be a turnover. And back to Utah. That's a different kind of length from AJ defensively there for Peterson. It's AJ, Jackson Kiss with it at the elbow. He'll drive down the lane, and good finish to 3 prolific defenders there. 11-4, Utah in control early. Nico can't get that one to go. The battle for the rebound, and Jaden Vance to come up with it. Here comes Utah in transition. Paint touch here, won't go for Utah, and here comes Peterson. AJ sitting down defensively. Peterson looking to go to work. And we're gonna get a reach in there. Rasmussen is going to pick up that last foul. That's going to be his first. 3:45 to go here in the first quarter. Checking into the game for the Crew, number 3, Rajon Roberts. Close to 5 there. Winters Grady, yes. Mid-range knockdown there for Winters Grady. The Michigan commit is now on the board. Again, AJ going up against some of his former teammates here. Good wall up there defensively.
They're sending 2 at AJ every time he touches the ball.
AJ's one of those guys, you let him get cooking. It could be lights out. Vance. He's going to go till somebody stops the ball, unable to finish there. You can see AJ just jumping to Peterson like, I don't even want to let him catch the ball here. Now, is this sustainable for 4 quarters for AJ? It's going to be great to see. Darryn Peterson here.
It will be good to see.
Nico gets on, Bungalow gets on the board. 6'11", versatile lefty, committed to Washington. AJ pulling up mid-range, that comes up short. Follows his own miss, pulling up from the nail, yes. 13-9. Couple rebounds and assists, plus that bucket for AJ already. And the length of AJ coming into play here just a little bit. Jackson Kiss loses the handle, but it'll stay with Utah here on this one. Checking into the game, Mozzie Mosley, number 10 for Prolific Prep. We'll see John Southwick check into the game as well. So we're gonna have a review challenge here. So we're gonna have a review challenge here. Now this is by Prolific. So the way the review challenge works is on who's out of bounds there. If you win the challenge, you keep your timeout. If you lose the challenge, you lose your full timeout. You only get 1 challenge per game. So it's early in the ball game, so want to use this challenge. But we'll see how it works. He's working it. It's gonna pop up. And while we get this challenge ready, I want to remind you, you can follow us on social media, The Real Grind Session on Instagram, Tanager Sports on Instagram. You can slide over to X, formerly known as Twitter, The Grind Session on X, Tanager Sports on X. And Jackson Kiss with that drive. We'll see what the ruling is here in just a matter of moments. All right, so the challenge is successful for the crew. They'll keep their time out, but they're already without their challenge here in this one.
That means you just got to go ahead and close the game out.
That's
no more challenges. Run the score up, close the door.
Peterson getting across the timeline here, 13-9, Utah Prep. Winters Grady working against Anthony Falesi. Falesi sitting down defensively. Good look at 3, that won't go. AJ with the rebound, and he'll get it into the front court. Dybantsa working against Peterson. How about that challenge? You said you wanted to see them guard each other. We see it there, and AJ gets the best of it in that trip. Anthony on the receiving end of that assist. Peterson right back to the rim and finishes with the left, and back and forth they go, 15-11. Rajon Roberts with the rebound for the crew. He'll get it into the front court. Nico pulling up for 3. He's got 1 already as Anthony Falesi with the rebound. 15-11, 1:15 to go here in this quarter. Jackson Kiss setting out high screen for AJ. He'll slip it off 2 feet in the middle of the paint. That rattles off the rim, and Winters Grady ran out of real estate there. We'll get a sub into the ball game here for the crew. Checking in is the sophomore Obina Akizi, 7-foot sophomore, ranked 4th in the 2027 class. Already with offers from Arizona State, Cal, Houston, and Kansas, which Kansas is in the building here tonight. Who's not in the building tonight? And it'll be out of bounds. It'll stay with Utah Prep. 9 to go here on the shot clock. Just under a minute to go here in the quarter. 5 to go on the shot clock. And shot clock violation. Kind of got caught in no man's land there.
Really did.
Oh, 15-11 our score. Peterson over to Grady. Good pick along that baseline. Kesey battling for the rebound, but it's going to go to Utah Prep. Justin's thinking about using that replay challenge too. Oh, they're going to get it right. All right.
That is really early to be using challenges.
Especially in a game of this magnitude. AJ. Again, they're sending two at him every time. He steps through over to Jackson Kiss. He'll find Anthony Flessie working baseline and a throw down there. We are working here in this one, man. 17-11.
I think Prolific's going to have to make some adjustments to that sending two at AJ.
AJ with the steal. AJ clear for takeoff. Yes. Throw down for AJ Dybantsa. 19-11 after one here on the grind session. And listen, I got my partner Brian Clifton next to me. Brian, man, first of all, it's been a lot of fun. We've been doing this season. I'm looking forward to a great season here on the grind session.
Definitely.
And I want to talk about your influence in basketball. We've seen this awesome article about the top 50 influential players in the game of college basketball history. And you're a guy known to have that relationship with John Wall. I know you met him when you was 12 years old. Give us a little bit about John Wall. And you got a couple of guys that's in this situation where you got a potential #1 pick, and you had a #1 pick. What is it like for these guys right now, and how do you feel like the game has changed since John Wall was that #1 pick compared to what these guys are dealing with right now?
I think it's a lot easier, but a lot harder at the same time. The access to information wasn't as prevalent then as it is now. But sometimes there's a real thing called paralysis by analysis. You can get so much information that if you don't know how to disseminate that information to your guy, you could have him dealing with a whole lot of stuff that would ultimately take him off the path that he's on. From the very beginning with John, we were focused on what we wanted to do. Our circle was really, really tight. We knew exactly where we wanted to go and how we wanted to get there, and we focused on only things that led us to that. We tried to eliminate all the rest of the distractions. John was the genuine article and did what he was supposed to do, and the rest was history.
19-11 as we get the second quarter going here. And if you're watching the grind session tonight, welcome to the family. Whether you're watching via Tanager Sports, House of Highlights, welcome. Off 2 feet for AJ, nice. And that won't go. The offensive rebound, they can't hang on to it, and the Crew coming back the other way. Basketball is a game of runs. Crew looking to go on one. They're down 8 here to start this quarter. Peterson over to Nico. He'll keep it, let it go. That's too strong, and we'll go the other way. Anthony Flessie. Drop off to AJ, and that rattles in and out.
AJ, your guy Flessie is huge to this game, man.
X factor, man. He's my under the radar guy of the year. That's for sure. Box set on the baseline play here for Utah. AJ. Good shot fake there. And that's going to be goaltending. How about the buzz? How about this atmosphere for a high school basketball game? We're talking high school basketball, right? We're here in Murray, Kentucky. We talked about this campus and how many special players that come through. A lot of people may be familiar with, obviously, Ja Morant being the #2 overall pick in his class, but there has some other great players as well. Cameron Payne, who's with the New York Knicks right now. Popeye Jones, who's a coach in the NBA and had a great career here in Murray. Great atmosphere for these kids. Kentucky, the state of Kentucky loves basketball, and they're getting a treat tonight.
They absolutely are.
Peterson, that won't go. And we're going to get a timeout called here by Prolific. They'll talk things over here in this one.
Great performance on the glass for Prolific that last possession.
So we talked about the grind session. This is the 11th season for the grind session. I mentioned earlier that for fans across the country, the start of this NBA season, there were 61 guys on the NBA roster, over 100 guys that have gone on to be professional basketball players, a few #1 NBA draft picks. We're talking about the likes of a Jalen Green, a DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker. I could go on, and then you have these two guys with AJ and Peterson. Man, the sky is the limit for these guys. What's been your experience? I know you coached at the Word of God with John Wall. Talk about the difference in level and how this league prepares guys like this for the next level.
I've got a group of young guys that I work with back home. When the grind session comes to Charlotte, I'm requiring all my guys to actually come with their parents. AJ, you got to see this. You can't, if you are used to watching high school basketball, it's almost not the same thing. The size, the athleticism, the flow of the games, the rules that the grind session employs to get the game, to make the game faster and make it easier for these guys to be able to play freely. You have to experience it live.
And you can always see that schedule on where we will be next on our social media pages, Instagram, The Real Grind Session, Tanager Sports on Instagram as well. Spurlock comes up with that loose ball here for Prolific. As you see the numbers on Anthony Falesi, very good game thus far here in this one. Patience here by Prolific, horn set up top. Peterson sees a matchup he likes. He'll drive and kick, and again, Spurlock, for the second time, steps on that sideline.
That doesn't help the coach's confidence in you.
21-13, our score. There's Jackson. Kiss back to AJ. AJ thought about letting it go. He'll sneak inside, and the floater is good. And now AJ, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Steady does it.
His length on that, he pulled that thing up and at the free throw line, took one step and was on the front of the rim.
So we'll get a foul there. That foul's going to be on Jackson Kiss on the switch out on Peterson. That is the second personal foul for Jackson Kiss. And remember, these guys get 6 personal fouls before disqualification. 5 team fouls before it's 2 shots. They reset each quarter.
Split.
Peterson, just silky smooth. 23-15.
Basketball move right there. Oh, take the space.
Now, this Prolific team has been battle tested. And what I mean by battle tested, they went up against the Boozer Twins a couple weeks ago, was down early in that first quarter, had a rough start, and Peterson just completely took over the remainder of that game along with his teammates to get a great victory. And Nico's one of those kids that could go for 20, 25. He got a lot of fire in his belly that he plays with. So he scores again, and that's going to be an and one opportunity there for AJ. And Spurlock gets the rough end of that one.
I know it's still early, AJ, but I can't see anything that I've experienced thus far that says that AJ's not the guy.
First free throws, or I'm sorry, the and one free throws, good. 26-17, 5:30 to go here in the second quarter. Peterson looking to go to work. paint touch there. He'll get fouled. And we'll see if it's on the way up. That foul is going to be on Jaden Vance. First free throw good. Peterson here with 9 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists, and a block. Free throw good. Kiss. Vance, can't touch, almost loses it. Southwick tries to scramble forward, the loose ball, who wants it? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Maximum effort here tonight. So possession arrow in favor of the Crew. Trailing 26-19. AJ Dybantsa, you see his numbers already, 8 points, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, and a steal. Number 1 and number 2. Neck and neck. Horns look here for Prolific. Peterson getting downhill, kick to the corner, 1 extra pass for Nico, and off the front of the rim, and Vance said, I got it, let's go. Utah Prep into the front court. What a pass there. Great pass by Jaden Vance. And Utah get rewarded with an opportunity to shoot 2. I think about some of the great players that have played on the grind session and some guys that really kind of found their way on the grind session. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Shaden Sharp played for Dream City, who's here this weekend. And Shaden Sharp came over from Canada, and really no one knew his name. And within a couple months of playing here on the grind session, he was the #1 player in the world. Signed at Kentucky, goes on to be a lottery pick. And then I think about the history of a program like Prolific. You had Gary Trent Jr. in the early days, Josh Jackson, Jalen Green. They've had some really great players that have gone on. I just seen Adem Bona. He was at one of our events in Miami, and a great kid that played at UCLA. And I could do this whole broadcast on a number of NBA players and over 2,300 players that have gone on to play Division I basketball out of this league over the past 11 seasons. Nothing like it. And a good finish at the rim there, 30-19.
Speaking specifically with Prolific too, the number of guys that I was looking through their stuff tonight, the number of guys that they've had, and they're not a school that's 50 years old. In the short amount of time they've been in existence, they've done this thing as well as anybody could do it.
Jaden Vance, and he loses the handle, and it's back to Prolific. Now, I know there's a lot of attention on Peterson and AJ in this game. Obviously, Anthony has contributed well for Utah. Nico's kind of getting himself going. Prolific's down 11. What adjustments you feel like need to happen here for them to close this gap?
They're giving Utah a lot of really, really easy opportunities because they send 2 people. They send 2 people at AJ every time, and the rest of the guys that are playing with them are really good basketball players too. And so in essence, when you send 2 at AJ, you're playing 4-on-3 basketball on the backside, and those guys they'll share the ball, and they're capable. And anytime the ball moves, that whoever it lands with is capable of scoring the ball. I don't think you can have a lot of success. You can keep AJ from doing as much as he might potentially do, but you can't win the basketball game sending 2 people at him.
Peterson, yes, with the left hand, silky smooth. That last foul was on Jackson Kiss. That was his 3rd. We may not see him for the rest of the half as Peterson is going to pick up that foul here against AJ. Number 1 and number 2. Right here. AJ asking for a short corner, seal post. Peterson sitting down defensively. He'll look to go. Could this be a future matchup in the NBA? Are we looking at the future right now? It's AJ. Misses that shot, and AJ's like, okay, I got you.
A little bit of a force on that one. I'm going to take that. I think he's earned that. Stuff in the stats and just in every way imaginable. Willingness to get off the ball and get his teammates involved. Guy of that stature. I'm going to take a fourth shot every once in a while.
Peterson gets it inbounded. Mosley, top 40 kid, committed to LSU with it. Over to Nico with 8 to go here on the shot clock. Nico ripping, going left.
Great movement.
Guess who's sitting down defensively? Anthony Felici. Dude can just flat out guard. So that'll be out of bounds, but Utah Prep touches it last. It'll be a reset on the shot clock as well as it goes to 14. Since that ball hit the rim, Peterson and the length of AJ just coming into play right there. Alexi getting up and loses the handle on the way up as Winters Grady saves it. And numbers here for the Crew. A lob to Nico and a throwdown for the Crew. 30-23. AJ looking to answer right back, and that's going to be shooting 3 there.
22.
So that's Peterson's second foul as AJ gets ready to go to the line and shoot 3.
Levels. That's what comes to my mind.
So let me give you the stats right now. So for Peterson, he's got 12 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists. You slide over to AJ, he's got 9, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. AJ Dybantsa, #1 player in the country, is good on the first. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from the coaches, get their thoughts on the first half of this one.
Levels.
Absolutely. We talked off the air before, and you just said one word that just brought a lot of thoughts to my mind: levels. There's levels to the game of basketball, and this dude is on a totally different level.
He is.
Peterson looking to go. Thought about the 3. He'll change pace and a throw down there by Peterson.
Oh, a little extra on
Let
that.
him know, young fella. The Jayhawk is rocking right now. Anthony going baseline, and good finish there by Anthony Felici.
They're not going to be able to do that. He's too willing a passer. He's too capable a passer to send 2 people at him in the middle of the court.
AJ, IQ on display here, and this one he'll find another teammate that'll come up short. Now, just to paint the picture of the court for you, we can see a lot of guys pulling up from the college 3. Actually, we're counting the blue line, the high school 3, but you see a lot of guys taking that extended 3. But look at this play by Peterson, the Jayhawk rocking the rim here. You don't think this game means something to these guys? Come on now. 1:34 to go here in this second quarter. This is the Grind Session, and you can follow us on social media, The Real Grind Session on Instagram, Tanager Sports on Instagram. You can slide over to X, The Grind Session on X, Tanager Sports on X. You can keep up with your favorite players and teams throughout the season. And you can follow us on YouTube as well, The Grind Session and Tanager Sports on YouTube. Welcome to the House of Highlights as well. We're all over the place. We're worldwide today. We're worldwide, baby, worldwide. And let's talk about the league itself. We see players from over 200 countries in our league. And we have teams that stretch as far as Canada, several Canada teams, and from Cali and Florida, and the list goes on and on. And so how about the diversity when it comes to our league here on the Grind Session?
I think that the only place that that you see that is on the Grind Session. There are players from different countries that play high school basketball all over the country, but a melting pot for those for those players, it doesn't exist outside of the grind session.
34-25. DOH from Nico to Peterson. Almost loses the handle by Grady as Peterson waves off traffic. He was looking for Nico in the post as Nico calls for it. Jab step. Some help in the gap there by AJ. A split, and AJ comes up with that loose ball. Thought about the stop and pop. He'll go instead, and unable to finish there. Winters Grady will let the traffic clear, and here comes the crew. Outlet pass to Peterson. He'll let it go, and yes, silky smooth for Peterson. 34-28. Patience here by Utah. AJ working against Peterson. They'll run two at him. Per usual, Jackson to try to make him pay, and he does. Absolutely does. 37-25.
I don't understand what Prolific's thinking.
Correction on the score, 37-28. Here's Anthony Filesi. Split head John Southwick, he's a shooter. Woo, Peterson got up. Snatched that one out of the air. Possibly the last possession of the half. Peterson, patience here. He'll go to work. Look at AJ sit down on defense. Peterson trying to close out the quarter. Yes! What more do you want? Are you not entertained, folks? 37-31 as they go toe-to-toe. Brian, let's go over some of the numbers here in this one.
Heck of a half, man. Peterson definitely held his own in that matchup. I think Dybantsa is definitely on a different level. AJ with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Darryn Peterson with 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
All right, I'm here with Coach Justin for Utah Prep Band. And listen, this game is back and forth. It's a game of runs. Your team is up 6 here at halftime. I know a lot has been put into Peterson and AJ, but talk about your team and the focus as you guys get ready for the third quarter.
Yeah, no, I think we're playing super well right now. Jay Kiss has been good for us out of the short roll, and he's finding guys around the hoop, and John, Jay Vance, and I like the way the ball's moving, but it's a high-level game. They're hitting high-level shots, so like you said, it's a game of runs. It's just going to be second half who can withstand the runs.
I know AJ's drawn the assignment of guarding Peterson. I'm sure he's like, Coach, I need that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good luck in the third quarter. Listen, we'll see what happens. We're going to hear from Prolific when we come back. This is the Grind Session.
Welcome to the Grind Session, the ultimate proving ground for tomorrow's stars. Grind Session is a winter circuit for some of the country's most elite academies for boys and girls competing in high school basketball. We've set the stage for numerous rising stars who have gone on to become household names.
Tatum slamming it home.
Mellow ball rifles it inside.
Jamal Murray expressing himself.
You recognize them?
Great players, great coaches, great teams, and the schedule is a grind.
The journey to greatness is never easy for a young athlete, but the Grind Session helps them navigate through. From recruitment and character development to protecting one's brand and finances, our athletes are guided every step of the way to success. Our reach extends far beyond the court, with eyes on us from schools, leagues, and fans everywhere. We're committed to thriving in the spotlight. Our teams traverse 16 cities from November to March, with over 200 action-packed games that foster the next generation of stars, engaging with millions of followers through captivating stories and dynamic posts.
Come on this side. What's up, Grind Session? We're here at the dunk contest.
Partnering with the Grind Session offers your brand unparalleled exposure. With a decade of successful seasons behind us, we're poised to elevate our game even further this season with influencer collaborations, exclusive apparel, and cutting-edge social campaigns. Our docuseries will show the reality of what it's like to be a high school athlete at an elite level. This is your invitation to join us on a transformative journey, amplifying our talent, our stories, and your brand to unprecedented heights. Let's redefine excellence and make history.
On Tonight is Tonight, it is all going down here in Murray, Kentucky. We got a matchup between number 1 and number 2. We're talking about Dybantsa taking on Peterson, who's committed to Kansas. AJ, the number 1 player in the country. But who's going to win out tonight? Whose team is going to come out on top? There's no more talking, no more hype. It's just about the grind. So listen, I'm here with some fans here real quick at the CFSB Center in Murray, Kentucky. We're watching the number 1 player, Dybantsa. We're watching the number 2 player, in Peterson, who's going to Kansas. All right, I'm going to start to my right. You guys is left. Who you guys liking so far in this game? Who you got?
Number 22 on Pacific.
All right. So you going with Peterson. Who you liking?
Darryn Peterson.
What?
Darryn Peterson.
This must be the Peterson side over here. This got to be the AJ side over here. You going with AJ?
I got Utah Prep.
There you go. Who you got?
I got Utah Prep.
Utah?
Peterson.
Oh my goodness! All right, so the score is 37-31. Okay, so listen, Prolific is down right now. So you guys are saying Peterson. What do you think they need to do to get back in this ball game?
They need a guard more.
Guard more. All right. What about you? How they gonna hold on to? How they
Keep
gonna hold
doing
on
what
to
they're doing.
Keep doing what they're doing. Okay. Now listen. Now are you dunking on these guys? You look like you can dunk.
Oh,
You
yeah.
dunking on them? All right, man. So listen, if you guys had a chance, right? Because AJ is projected to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, right? If you had a chance to put AJ on an NBA team, where do you think he would fit the best? Whoa, tough question. What do you think? Come on, give me a team. Give me a team. You don't know? You don't know? You don't know? All right, we're going to leave it right there. Whoever gets him is going to be lucky. Whoever gets Peterson is going to be lucky. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, real quick, we're going to bring in Coach Ryan. Ryan. All right, man, listen. It is an exciting atmosphere, 37-31. What's the thought process for your guys as you get ready for the second half?
Well, we got to step up on the offensive end. We got to make plays offensively. We got to drill some shots. 31 in an 18-minute half. We weren't efficient enough offensively.
I know you guys are battle tested. You've been in this situation before. I know you are looking for your guys for some leadership. What's going to be that X factor to pull this one out?
It's going to take defensive rebounding. It's going to take executing offensively. We're ready to go do it.
All right, you heard it. The crew, get ready. We're going to see how this shapes up let's get ready for the third quarter. Brian, we're sending it back to you. Let's go over some numbers.
Right, again, first half numbers, head-to-head competition. Stevenson with 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block, including that one big-time banger at the buzzer. AJ with 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Combined field goal percentage for Utah as a team that shot 40%, only 16% from three-point range, going 2 for 12. Prolific was 38% and 3 for 15 for 20% from the three-point range. Again, the matchup has been pretty even. I think Utah has proven to be the better team. In order for us to get this thing going, we're going to jump back on it and toss it up again. Utah inbounding the ball.
So we heard from the coaches, we heard from the fans. Listen, it's like split around here, right?
It is.
AJ looking to go to work immediately, too strong there on the layup, and it's going to go to Prolific. And I was talking to Coach Ryan, and I know you guys heard about them being battle tested. I mentioned them going up against the Boozer Twins just a couple weeks ago. So this game is far from over. Horns look here from Prolific. Nico with it at the nail. Spurlock. Over to Peterson. Peterson dump off to the young sophomore, Akizi Jr. Obina Akizi Jr., his dad was drafted in 1999 by the Vancouver Grizzlies. He was a 7-year pro, played in the NBA and overseas, and young junior, great-looking prospect, just a sophomore with that last dunk, but he's going to pick up this foul as well.
Jackson looked like he got downhill with ease, but nothing about his setup demonstrated that he was ready to score the ball. It looked like he was looking to pass it.
So Kiss short on that one. He comes out with the tape on the shoulder too. That wasn't there and when the game started. So something to look out for here for Jackson Kiss as he goes 0 for 2. And kind of grabbing at that arm afterwards as well. 5-point game. 4-point game. 33-37 turnover here. AJ getting downhill, and we'll get a foul there. All right, Winters Grady picks up that foul there.
At the line, number 3, AJ Dybantsa.
AJ, good on that one. 12 points for him, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, doing a little bit of everything here in this one. And we talked about his versatility, his ability to guard at a high level, at an elite level, but this is a kid that could truly play 1 through 5. Spurlock kind of caught in no man's land here. 10 to go on the shot clock. Winters Grady and Anthony Felici just a dog on defense. And Kesey coming out with that offensive rebound. Peterson straight to the lane there, and he'll get fouled, and he'll have an opportunity to go shoot too.
On his elbow.
So we talk about not just this matchup, but this league, and the number of high-level guys that come out of this league every year, that play in this league every year. And Jess can correct me if I'm wrong. Since I've been a part of this league for over 5 years, I've seen an average of at least 7 players drafted just about every NBA draft every summer on average. And she confirms that. I mean, minimum. So it says a lot when it comes to the level of competition here on the grind session. Here's Kiss, stop and go, and just kind of get it caught in no man's land. Peterson tries to get the run out, but AJ gets a tip hand on it, and they're going to say Peterson touched it last, and Ryan doesn't have a challenge left for them to figure it out at the monitor. Here's AJ. AJ, stop and go, and trying to draw a foul there. It's Vance. Pull up at the nail, and yes.
Clutch.
It's Peterson into the front court, 41-34. It's Spurlock. Peterson. 6 on the shot clock. Nico. Short there. AJ picks up another rebound. He now has 6. He's into the front court here for Utah. Dybantsa pulling that right over at Kesey. Light work. 43-34.
I wonder when people are going to start saying it.
Go ahead and give me the talk, Brian. Talk that talk. I know where this is going.
I don't want to be the one to do it.
No, you need to be the one to do it. I'm tired of teasing them. So let me set it up for you as a Kesey inside. You talk about Peterson, you talk about Dybantsa and what this means not only for the future of high school basketball this year, but the future of maybe college basketball and the NBA. Who does AJ remind you of? What could be the passing of the torch? Can AJ be the next what? Say it loud for the people in the back. Say it loud for the people in the back.
Like I told you when we were in Daytona, I don't understand why the conversation isn't going, or was there a meeting somewhere that we agreed that this wouldn't be said? But I don't think you can watch this guy play and see the impact that he makes on the game categorically, that you see the hype that's behind him, the anticipation for him to do it, and not say LeBron James. If you look at his size, if you look at his range, if you look at his versatility, I don't understand why people aren't saying that. That's the only, every time we see a kid that's a future NBA player, especially of that magnitude, there's always an NBA player that we compare them to. If you look at them, who else does that?
There you have it. Flessie, hustle play there, and it's going to be Utah Prep basketball with 6 seconds to go here on the shot clock.
So if there's going to be a torch passed, if LeBron is in fact the face of the league, I think the timing of AJ coming on the scene is perfect.
AJ comes up short there, and that's a shot clock violation. So you have the comparison for AJ. Can I throw one out there for Peterson?
Of course.
Shea, Gilchrist, Alexander. The way he plays with his pace, his length, his footwork, the silky smoothness, right on cue. You would have thought that was scripted. But he gives me that vibe of Peterson. He plays in the post, plays in the high post, all 3 levels, can affect the game defensively with his length. And that should have been Golden in there. They got a break, and Nico gonna have a breakaway dunk there. 43-41. And if we said if these guys heard us with those comparisons, they say, no, I want to be me. I want to be that guy at that level where there's none other like it. Here comes Peterson answering back. Opportunity to tie, and he just challenges AJ going straight down the lane, and we're going to get a timeout call by Utah Prep. And it'll be a full timeout. And again, basketball is a game of runs. We're tied, and we saw potentially a goaltend, right? Talk about the adjustments for referees to ref these type of games. This is not a typical high school game. We're not used to your normal high school. It's not used to seeing guys being able to snatch $1 off the top of the backboard, not the square, the top of the backboard. Some of these guys have that capability, as Peterson just getting down the lane there for prolific. But games like this can kind of be one of those where it's an adjustment for everyone. And these refs definitely want to get it right. And we talk about the technology of the game. You have instant replay. How big is that for high school sports?
It's got to be enormous. Again, it doesn't happen in basketball, high school basketball, outside of here. But in terms of the referees, you can't be a retired farmer and come out and think you're going to get your proper spot, to get your angle. You got to be on your horse, man. These dudes can change in literally 3 seconds.
And he said on his horse he did not plan that, even though we're at Murray State and we got racers in the building. Tied at 43. Southwick. Give and go action is a no-go there. Man, we need a foul here. So Nico going to the line here. He's got 11 points, 5 rebounds, and is still here in this one. So it's on the floor. He's not going to the line. So shot clock at 20. Spurlock. Here's AJ. Weaving through traffic, muscling his way to the rim, coast to coast. AJ Dybantsa getting it done. Winters Grady, a pull, and yes, he answers right back. They commit to Michigan. Back and forth they go. Another lead change here, and this one is prolific, up 46-45. Under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. AJ. Mid-range pull up, tough off the glass. My goodness. Doesn't get any better than this, man.
Who does that remind you of?
It doesn't get any better than this. Any better than this. Here's Peterson. There's Grady. Over to Peterson. Peterson, no. Kesey battling for the rebound. Peterson trying to chase it down. Southwick diving on the floor. Nico wraparound pass to the Kesey. Throwing it down there for the crew.
He's been huge for them.
Just a sophomore. Be a coming out party for a kid like a Kesey. Southwick calling the air. There, Spurlock just denying AJ defensively, and AJ a pull from 3 that comes up short. He tries to chase it down. No go there. Spurlock on the run out. Spurlock with an easy 2. Spurlock is just, listen, these guys are giving it all they got. You look at Spurlock at half court, 23 hands on his hips. You got to play with heart in this one. You got to give it everything you got. Is Spurlock going to take one just to get a breather? But let's pay into number 23. You don't think this game makes serious for these guys? I mean, this kid walking to the bench is giving it everything he has. So he gets a pat on the back from his teammates for his efforts.
Love to see that, though. Empty the tank.
Absolutely. Ray John. Guard AJ. AJ. Right. Oh my goodness, we did the coach's cam as well, man. AJ Dybantsa headed to the line with an opportunity to shoot 2. You're talking about a smart guy. And we talk about some of the players in our league and how great the players are. We got some great coaches. This is a state champion. This is a 2-time world champion here on the grind session. Here's Ryan Bernardi, two-time head coach of the year. And Prolific did last year what no team on the grind session had ever done before, and that's win back-to-back championships.
That's impressive.
1:20 to go here in the third. Like I said, kid like this, McKeezy, he's got 9 points, a couple of rebounds and a block. And again, this kid, it's a young kid, just a sophomore. AJ in the lane with the left hand, the length gets it off, but it won't go. Anthony Felici battling for it in the paint. Southwick going to step into one, and that's off the mark as hustle. And it's going to go back to the Crew. Under a minute to go.
What's Felici's impact on so far?
11 points, 10 rebounds. He's got a double-double. Peterson's quick split, change of direction, and in lane, and an and one opportunity. What do I know?
How do you prepare for a guy who can split a double team like that? Maybe in practice you just simulate putting the guy on the other side of it.
All right, can I give it to you? Again, can I give it to you? 28 points, 8 rebounds with 40 seconds to go in the third for Peterson. And he does it within the flow of the game. Kansas Jayhawks got one coming. Let me tell you. Anthony Felici still doing what he does, 13 and 10 for that young man. Ray John Roberts handling the ball here for the Crew. Ray John, a junior out of Chicago, Illinois. Ray John looking to go to work. Ray John stopping it going. Ray John letting it get off the rim, and it won't go there for him. And we'll go get ready for the fourth quarter. It's 55-51 again. Game of runs. Prolific is going on a run. How does Utah Prep answer the run?
They've got to make shots. I think they're getting what they want. AJ's been at point-blank range 3 or 4 different times and had the ball just roll off the front. They had the goaltending called. You factor all those in, and they're still on the plus side of this thing. Those plays don't go their way. They come down this way. Prolific's doing a really, really good job. They went backwards on the doubling AJ every time he touched the ball, which helped them a lot. I think the game would have been different in the first half had they not given Utah so many really good opportunities by sending 2 guys to the middle of the floor to keep the ball out of AJ's hands. So I just think it's game on from here.
Folks, for the grind session, as this is the best high school league in the world, we have traveled all over the country and will continue to do so. Last week we were in Vegas. The week before that, Daytona, Miami. We've been to Toronto. We've been to Boston. And the marathon continues as these kids grind it out to see who's going to be a world champion come March. Our next stop is going to be in Memphis and Arizona. Games going on in multiple locations next week. Then we'll be in St. Louis, Hawaii. After that, right after Christmas, back to Kentucky in January. It's going to be a fun ride.
AJ, who's on that Hawaii?
So obviously Utah Prep is on the Hawaii one. Prolific, Dream City, Albuquerque. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. Four-point game, 55-51. The Crew leads here in this one. A Horns look here for Deco. Here at the nail. We'll hand it off here to Mozzie. Mozzie scanning the floor here for the Crew. Winters Grady, mid-range pull-up. Yes, tough. Easy money.
Tough. That's a tough action to guard, man. A lot of guys go flex action off of that horn set, but these guys are running those tight curls. As a defender, you get a late jump, you're behind.
Here's AJ with the pull-up, and yes, he answers right back. AJ Dybantsa now with 23.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals here in this one. Peterson with 28 and 8. So he looks to go to work. Going left, pacing. Hammer pass to the corner, and they'll slow it down. 10 to go here on the shot clock. Nico, and been a little quiet here in this one, but his impact will be felt before this one is over. He's got 11 points, 5 rebounds here for the Crew. Flexi, change of direction, so a little snatchback action. A little snatchback action here for Anthony Flexi. Kid is big time, man.
He really is.
I know they got him ranked 61, but I disagree. Much higher potential than that. Here's Peterson. AJ with the rejection there. Dybantsa, stop and pop for 3, yes! How do you respond to being down? You go to the #1 player in the country, AJ Dybantsa. AJ. Trade off one good defender for another one. Peterson. Nico.
It's a double.
Nico. What the finish there. Kiss. Skip pass. Anthony Flexi, and just off the front of the rim. Peterson with the rebound.
Southwick, that's his role on this. If you're on the floor in this rotation, man. Flexi does a lot of really good things on this team, and I think it's called to do a lot. Make those long-range shots.
Winters Grady, that'll be short.
Isn't necessarily, that's what he can do, but that's not his role. Southwick, that's what you do. You got to catch that shot ready.
And we got a timeout call by Utah Prep. So 30-second timeout called. So the timeout situation is Utah Prep has 1 full timeout remaining, and Prolific has 3 timeouts left. They got 2 full and a 30. So, you know, we talk about not only AJ and Peterson going up against each other. They're both seniors, but get this, both these kids are only 17 years old. I mean, we're not talking, you know, reclass 19-year-old reclass kids. We're talking about 17-year-old kids, man. They're 12 days apart in age. Talk about that storyline. And again, are we looking at the future of the league? Are we looking at the future of the NBA here in this high school ball game? Think about that. .58 as we come out of this timeout. 6 minutes to go here in this one. Southwick. Ooh. AJ took a shot coming across the lane there, and .59-58, it'll be sideline out there, and the refs are talking about it. They may want to take a look at it, Chris. So, Chris, let's pull up that last play, that last replay. So 59-58. So the crew will take a look at this last replay and see if it needs to be upgraded or if it's just a common foul here. And this one is 5:15 to go here in this ball game, anybody's game. And this game has lived up to the hype.
Definitely has.
Absolutely lived up to the hype. And you see the kids, man, they are here having the ball. Let's send it back just a little bit, Chris, and take a look at this contact here. Chris, can we run that replay back one more time? We're going to give you a different angle here on this one. And run it back, just slow-mo again. So we got a common foul there. So I want to give a shout out. It won't be the first time or the last time here in this one. Give a major shout out to Bleacher Report, the House of Highlights, and a major shout out. And man, they've done a great job promoting and listen, online and here in the building, everything looks great. Look from three, yes. Good answer there from Utah. Shout out to Vayner Media as well. Nico. First pivot, back to Peterson. Utah leads by 2. Peterson, kick out to Spurlock. Spurlock, give it over to Nico. Nico. Looking to go. Southwick sitting down defensively and contact there. And the clock reset. And we're going to get fouled there on Peterson.
Yeah,
that's his third. No. And Peterson is out of his shoes right now. We're going to get a timeout. That could be some cramping. So the crew is going to call a timeout and let their star player figure things out. So Prolific, I have a full timeout and 30-second remaining after this one. 5:06 to go here in this ball game.
On Tonight Is the Night, it is all going down here in Murray, Kentucky. We got a matchup between number 1 and number 2. We're talking about Dybantsa taking on Peterson, who's committed to Kansas. AJ, the number 1 player in the country. But who's going to win out tonight? Whose team is going to come out on top? There's no more talking, no more hype. It's just about the grind.
And we're still waiting to find out. We're still waiting to find out, people, who you got. Let us know. Inbox us. Comment on the stream. Who you think's going to come out tonight? Who you think is going to win? You're watching on House of Highlights. Let them know. Let them know. White Dog in the building. Jess with the bun. She keeps our stats right there. That's part of our crew, man. Everybody working hard. Making everything possible here for you tonight, man. This has been fun.
Nice.
Good slip inside and 63-59. Our score. Spurlock. Kesey over to Grady. Once it's Grady. It's Nico. Paint touch here by Spurlock. Good driving kick. Rajon Roberts. That won't go. Battle for the rebound is No go, and we're going to get a late whistle. And Anthony's going to come up with some free throws. Now, if we can pan to Prolific's bench right now, Peterson's out of, I'm not sure what's going on, if he's got some cramping issues right now, but they called that timeout, and he was out of his shoes. He has not been back in the game since, so that'd be something to watch for over the next 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes here. And that ball is going to go back to Prolific. 4-point game. .418 to go in the game. Nico with a good look for three. Yes. Is he the one that steps out while Peterson is figuring things out on the bench? He's grabbing lemons. He's grabbing all sorts of things to kind of get himself back in this ball game. AJ, give it up to Anthony Filesi.
Mustard packets.
Ray-John Roberts in transition. Ray-John Roberts weaving through traffic, losing his footing. Somehow it makes it to Akizi, but it'll be out of bounds, and it's going to stay. It's going to go back to Utah. Now Nico comes up limping. So now you got Nico out. You got Peterson out. That's two big blows here to the crew. Nico's headed in the corner to meet with the trainer. It's AJ, and we're going to get a reach in here on Spurlock.
That was on number 23-7 Spurlock.
'em. Anthony driving and kicking it. What a great hustle play there by Ray-John Roberts. And Nico running back out from the trainer, and he's looking to try to check himself back in. Good slip, and we're going to get a reach in there, and we're in bonus.
I'll tell you, Felicity might. Felicity might have a career as a track star, too.
63-62, Utah leading here in this one. Peterson got both shoes on. He's headed to the table.
In the game for Prolific Red, number 22, Darryn Peterson.
I can tell you right now, nothing's going to keep these guys out of this game. I mean, absolutely.
That's good to see.
Nothing.
That's good to see.
64-62. Peterson, Nico. Great, strong finish. Tied at 64.
Good no call by the ref, too.
There's Southwick. Working off that screen over to Kiss. Kiss directing traffic. A flare screen there for Southwick from the corner. And the scramble for the loose ball. Going to stay with Utah. That won't go. Spurlock with the rebound, and here comes the crew as Peterson. Let's slow it down. It's Peterson. Skip pass to Nico. Nico with 8 to go on the shot clock. Pump fake. Drive and kick, and we're going to have a foul there. So tied at 64. Kind of made his mind up where he was going before that ball was inbounded. And probably not a bad foul.
Not bad at all. I don't know what the free throw percentages look like, but
we'll take a look at the numbers right now for you for Prolific.
Utah's left a lot of them up there.
Prolific is 5 of 7. Utah Prep is 10 for 16.
Yep.
How many Nico got? 4.
First free throw is good.
DP got 3. DP. 22.
66-64. Winters Grady.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. My X Factor guy. Winters Grady finds a way to hold on to it, and we're going to get a timeout called by Prolific. So Ryan's going to use his final full timeout. He'll have a 30 remaining. Tied at 66, 2 minutes to go here in this one. We told you it was the #1 player and the #2 player in the country going head-to-head here on the grind session. It was a big game. A lot of excitement for this one, and it's coming down to 2 minutes. We're tied. What more can you ask for?
What's our stat split, Jess, for Peterson and
So AJ right now has 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Looking over at Peterson, 28 points and 9 rebounds for Peterson. So we'll come out of this timeout. Possession will be with Utah Prep. Jackson with a good look from 3. That won't go. Rebound by Peterson. He's got a double-double, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. He flirting around with a triple-double. Contact, and Peterson going to the line here. So full stats here for Peterson. By the way, that was the 5th foul on Jackson Kiss. So Peterson at the line. He's got 28 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block. Does have 3 personal fouls. Remember, on the grind session, there's 6 personal fouls before disqualification.
Hey, win,
68-66. All right, y'all tell me right now in the comments. Who's coming away with this? 120 to go. Who you think? Who you got? Utah Prep? Prolific. We're tied at 68. Peterson. Stop and go. Hammer pass over to Winters Grady, the Michigan commit. Yes! Winters Grady now with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists here in this one. AJ getting across the timeline. Spurlock sitting down defensively, and they're going to call him for a foul. They're in bonus, so that's going to be free throws for AJ Dybantsa. I'm shouting y'all out, man. I see y'all on the live, whether you're House of Highlights, Grind Session YouTube. Some people saying Prolific, some people saying Utah. If you had to pick an NBA team that these guys will fit the best at right now, I know a lot of changes happen year to year. If you had them in 2K, who you putting them with? Who you running with? Let us know in the comments. Where you putting AJ? Where you putting Peterson? Kesey, kick out the Winters Grady. Yes, that's 2 in a row. 2 in a row for the Michigan commit. 15 and for Winters Grady.
Daggers.
My goodness, 74-68, 36 seconds to go here in this ball game.
Warriors.
36 seconds, we get a timeout called here. That timeout was taken by Utah. Just to get you set, Utah Prep has 2 full timeouts remaining. Prolific Prep has a 30-second timeout. If you're just tuning into the broadcast, to kind of get you set for the final minute or 36 seconds of this, I want you guys to understand the clock stops on a made basket in this high school league, the Grind Session. Also, there is replay challenge, but Prolific has already used their replay challenge early in the game. You have to have a full timeout remaining to use a replay challenge. Utah Prep still has 2 full timeouts remaining. They also have their replay challenge remaining as well. Now the refs can go to the monitor as well on replay challenges. You can only challenge from the coach's challenge, out of bounds, basket interference, or backcourt. Utah Prep, update, has no timeout, so replay not a factor for them as well.
Got to get a quick one here.
Here's the deal, too. You can advance the ball under a minute, but it has to be with a full timeout. Neither team has a full timeout left. Here's AJ. Down 2 possessions. Pull from 3, too strong. Southwick with the offensive rebound. Over to Jackson. And Spurlock with it, the outlet to Nico, and they'll get the foul prior to Nico receiving that pass, and they still got a couple fouls to give. (74-68). Don't forget, coming up after the game, we'll have an interview with the player of the game. You see Coach Justin there for Utah Prep. These guys had a phenomenal preseason as well. They played over in China to get ready for the season. And folks, I'm just going to tell you right now, keep up. If you haven't followed the Grind Session, go to Instagram right now. The Real Grind Session on Instagram, Tanager Sports on Instagram. Slide over to X, formerly known as Twitter. The Grind Session on the X, Tanager Sports on the X. We got a world championship they got to battle for this season. Prolific Prep, back-to-back champions here on the Grind Session. There's a lot of talent, whether you're talking Dream City, Utah Prep, Iowa United. I'm talking dudes
DME.
in this league.
We haven't seen them in a couple weeks. Out of sight, out of mind.
Absolutely.
They're going to have something to say,
They got
too.
Brown from DME, man. This kid lights you up for 50 if you let him. Peterson finishing that one, 76-68. And the trap there. Spurlock stopping the dribble. AJ with the putback. 76-70, and Prolific Prep is going to walk away with a really good win here. And this one We'll have an interview with the player of the game. It is going to be a great season here on The Grind Session. We'll be right back with the player of the game interview. This is The Grind Session. All right, I'm here with the player of the game, Peterson. Listen, I'm not going to talk stats. We've done that before. I'm not going to talk about your performance. We've done that before. But what does this mean for your team? I know a game is a game. I don't want the cliche it's just another game. Give me the real. Give me the real.
The real is for real. This is just another game for us. We lost 3 games while I was out. We just coming back trying to prove that we really that. That's what we're trying to do. We got the win. That's the most important thing for us, and we're going to keep going up.
And I know when we talk about you, but talk about your teammates, man. You couldn't do it alone. Let's talk about some of these guys. Nico kind of went down with a little bit of an injury, kind of got off to a slow start, then got it going. Talk about how much fun are you having playing with these guys?
A lot of fun. I can count on my guys. That's the main thing as me for a point guard. And I got to be able to count on my guys, and they showed up for me. I was cramping in the fourth, and they showed up for me, kept it close, and we closed it.
All right, one more for you. Coach Ryan, hey, listen, he has a high level of expectations. What is his expectations for this team and for you as you guys move forward in your season?
For the team, just come to the game and compete every day. He said today's the most important day of the year, every day. So that's how we approach every game. And out of me, I think just lead and be that coach on the court.
All right, man. Congratulations on another great win, another great performance. Yes, you are tuned in to the Grind Session. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We will see you soon.
It's the Grind Session, where the best players in the country live, work, and grind. Yeah, on the men's side, we got one you need to know about. Get your tickets now. It's a game everybody in the country is going to be watching right here on the Grind Session, one of the biggest ones of the year. Yeah, we're talking about a matchup between Prolific Prep and Utah Prep. AJ playing his old squad, and Prolific Prep said we're coming with all the smoke. And AJ says, I'm ready for it. It's going down in Murray, Kentucky, at Murray State. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. It's at the CFSB Center. Who's the best player in the country? AJ has number 1 by the side of his name. Peterson has number 3 by the side of his name. But they're going to duel it out. Not to see who's just the best, but whose team is going to come out on top. Prolific Prep, Utah Prep. Let's get it. Let's go. Listen, don't miss any more action. CanadaSports.tv is where you need to go to see all the action. Yeah, this is the Grind Session.